Hello everyone and welcome back to more iRacing, where today we return with the VRS GT3 series. Of course, last week we were at the Temple of Speed, the home of Lamborghini and Ferrari. Yes, of course, it was Monza. This time round, we're at Brands Hatch, of course, another track that has formerly hosted Formula 1 Grand Prix back in the past, or I think just one or two Formula 1 Grand Prix, if I'm not mistaken. But a very, very different track to Monza. Both of them, however, both quite high speed. The Lambo has been quite interesting during practice this week. It does like to be quite understeery, actually, I found, in the traction control. I'm still trying to tweak it to get it where I'm happy. So this might be quite an interesting one. It's Monday night. League resets. Oh, sorry. Next week resets tomorrow. But I thought we'd jump in tonight, have a bit of fun with it. And yeah, let's get into qualifying, I suppose. Just ran a bit wide. What were you? might have given up after I'd binned it there. Yeah, just ran slightly wide on that second run. We were going quite well, actually. I reckon we could have been close to the front with that second lap. I didn't actually quite see. I think the delta was about 4.5 tenths up when we went through. I can never remember corner names around here. But yeah, we're going to be starting then towards the rear of the field. So just trying to make it through the first couple of laps is going to be quite key. But I mean, that worked alright at Monza, so we've just got to see what happens. Well, perhaps I was doing my laps later than most, because I only actually stayed in P15 when qualifying was all done and dusted, but very, very interesting to see, you know, how many Lambos and Audis you now sort of get popping up on the grid. We've got a fair few Ferraris, I've seen a few Porsches and BMWs as well, which of course is always nice, but yeah, let's get ready to go green then here from Brands Hatch, 40 minutes ahead of us. Hopefully we can just try and make it through to the end. A bit like the race we did last week, just try and make it to the checker flag and hopefully have a good run, as it is green flag racing here from Brands Hatch. I think, yeah, we have stayed P15 then as we head down in towards turn 1, nice and easy on this open lap in towards Paddock Hill Bend, as that has not been nice and easy from a fair few cars. 3 cars immediately off into the sandpit, so I mean it certainly does us some favours. I really don't want to be doing that on that one. Paddock Hill Bend is a difficult, twisty corner. Of course, you do lose a... Oi, guy. Whoa. He wanted to hang on to that, did Sergio? Certainly wasn't going to give me an opportunity there. As are we going to see another Lambo having a look up the inside? He thinks about it there, but kind of, I think, wanted to judge what I was going to do. As again, we're going to get a run on Sergio off the corner. I felt like we are slightly down on where we should have been here as we head it down through the old circuit through the GP layout. Again, is he going to try and hook it up around the outside? Fair play, he's brave. Early on here, Sergio has got the bit between his teeth as Tom's still right behind us. But I mean, yeah, through the GP layout, it is all about trying to work out how much curb you can get away with and how much the Lambo will allow you to do as well. You know, it is quite a stable car over that sort of thing, as that is not what you wanted to do. Was worried about where that Audi was going to ping off to. That is so easy. Such an easy mistake around this track, so I do feel a bit sorry for him. Yeah, just when you throw the car over that inside curb and it can launch you out towards the grass, and if you just skim it, of course, traction cuts in, back end turns round, and you're on a one-way ticket to the wall. That is a bit more of an interesting place to crash, though. We're doing a lot of crash assessments on this opening lap. I think we're into 10th. We're 8th, apparently. I don't remember picking off 7 cars on this opening lap, but I will absolutely take that then. Not a bad lap 1 here from Brands Hatches. Yeah, really, it is just turn 2 that I am struggling with the most. I don't know what it is, yeah, but the traction control is constantly trying to cut in there, and it kind of sets the rhythm through the hill, through there at the bottom of the hill. Like I said, I don't know corner names around Brands Hatch. I don't know why. I don't know many corner names around Brands Hatch. I know most of the corners have got fairly iconic names as well. But it's whether it's just today they're blanking on me or what, I don't really know. But yeah, of course, sadly, I don't do much racing around this venue unless it is on iRacing. There was very, very good fun all the way back when on F1 2013, but yeah, we need to try and stick close with Sergio. This race is going to be about 29-30 laps. I've already set up, hopefully, for how much fuel we'll need, but to be honest, I sometimes forget, actually, how much of Brands Hatch is sort of quite high speed and also long sections on throttles. That's going to be my first off track of the day. Still on a pursuit for SR as well. I feel like I mention it in every video, but yeah, still sat way too low on the SR front as well. You know, as long as it's above 2, it doesn't really matter in A license, of course, but it would be nice just to build up a little bit of safety there. As yeah, losing a bit of gap to Sergio that lap as just trying to build up confidence in the car. But yeah, really good lap 1 though, 7 spots gained somehow. Cannot complain about that. As still, yeah, maybe I'm downshifting too early. Maybe it got the torque to sit there in second gear. But one thing is for certain, still with this Lambo, it does sound brilliant. You don't quite get to fully stretch its legs at Brands Hatch like you do at Monza, but you certainly get a lot of the low rev line stuff as well. You know, cycling up to over 8,000 RPM in the lower gears. It is certainly not a boring experience by any stretch. Ooh, got another one off. There's a bit of a battle going on in front of me. Are we going to be able to capitalise on Renault making a bit of a mistake there? It did seem like there was quite a feisty battle going on though. Won't quite have the run down the hill as he's going to sit defensive. Of course, this is the thing. Says that we might be able to go to run off the corner now again. He's just 2 corners in a row. He's just got enough. Hey? Don't know. Didn't feel like I was off track limits there. Already up to 3x then in 4 laps is not doing me any favours. But yeah, obviously so difficult to make moves happen well around Brands Hatch. It is absolutely a circuit where it's all about sitting on the rear wing of the car in front of you and trying to force an error. Because of course it can just be that someone can be too hesitant to get on the throttle off of a turn and you can get the run, or they're too eager to get the throttle off, of course, off the turns, and where it is all grass around it. You know, it's an old school British circuit. The runoff areas are grass, as that is again not a tidy run by that Audi. We'll show the nose. You can't do that in a braking zone. Medito, you cannot do that in a braking zone, mate. You're lucky this thing's got ABS. If this was an older GT3 car, like that Audi, for example, I would have probably locked up and gone into the back of him there, but luckily the Lambo, of course, developed with a slightly better system, at least in sort of the way I've sort of done in testing. Right, if you're watching this, don't do that. That's not good.
The fueling window will open after 14 minutes. Closes after 27 minutes.
Because let's not forget, had I tried to send it on him then, if I'd been committed to braking later than him, that would have been both of us off into the gravel trap at turn 2. Oh, we've got another one gone. Medito was about to try and take off back to his own planet, apparently. Perhaps it's a planet where you can defend like that in racing, but another Audi gone round. Same mistake as the one we saw on lap 1, so we are picking up places. Yeah, it is all just about not making errors around here. Like I said, I felt like my qualifying, of course, way down the order didn't quite showcase the pace that I had. But yeah, quite crazy early on. We have gained 8 places there, as this Audi is still all over the road. I reckon we might be able to look for a move in the near future. As I still can't really find a difference between first and second through turn 2.
7-3.
Again, Medito very, very wide off the run. You can't do that! You cannot do that in a braking zone. We went one way, he then tried to defend, so I went the other, and he just comes back across I think that time around it was a bit more that he panicked that we'd both gone the same way and he felt he might have moved a bit late, but that is still so scary. I know it's only a sim, but as people say, the racing is real. And I don't want to trash, even if it is only a virtual Lamborghini, I still don't want to trash it running into the back of a guy that keeps moving around in the braking zones. Like, that's fine. If you want to sit on the inside, absolutely. It's quite an aggressive squeeze on corner exit, but if I've committed to the inside, you hit the brakes and move, we're just going to both go to the shadow round, mate. It's like he's asking for it. He's also braking incredibly oddly in towards turn 1. More often than not, I'm getting a bit worried that Tom's able to get such a run on me, so again, look at that! He just brakes so bizarrely. He's clearly not confident. He's clearly not confident at the moment in that Audi, so we do need to try and find a way around him. But yeah, it's going to be quite hard work if he's going to keep aggressive. You know, he's completely, like I said, if he's making it clear which way he's going into a corner, I've got no issues with him defending aggressively. That's absolutely within his right to do so. But when you're unpredictable and aggressively defending, that's when issues start to arise. Like, why? I'm not getting a run on him. He's weaving across the road like a maniac. This is bizarre. I mean, again, we'll show the nose here. This time around, he won't actually defend. Which, I mean, there's no way you can overtake him there, of course. I'm just now trying, to be honest, I mean, crew chief's right, we do need to pass him, but when you get drivers like this sometimes who quite clearly are a bit all over the road, they're not consistent in their braking marks, what your best bet to do a lot of the time generally is just move around behind them, fill their mirrors, and just see if you can force an error. Of course, they don't really know what they're doing. They're spending too much time focusing on you behind them. So if you can just try and do a couple of things, you know, even if it's just things like that, just make him think into every corner about you rather than where he needs to be stopping. Hopefully an error will come and then you won't really actually have to make the overtake. You'll just kind of pick up the pieces from what they leave behind. You can see Sergio as well at the road is certainly breaking free. He's very, very good through that corner. That seems to be the one turn he's really got nailed around here, but I think this is, rather than going to be a battle of skill, it's going to be a battle of psychological warfare. So we get a very, very nice run that time around out of the final corner. I'm going to show the nose inside. Just see what we can do. He misses the apex massively. Sadly, I don't quite get it connected up either, but we'll show the nose. And again, he'll just very, very aggressively switch to the inside into the braking zone. I mean, if it comes to it and we commit to the inside and he turns in on me, there's a small part of me, there's that small illegal part of my racing brain that's going, if he does it, it's his fault. But I don't really want the 4X either. That being said though, our track limits have been a lot better over the last couple of laps. I'm sure now, as soon as I've said that, I'm going to get a 1X, but we've just, yeah, like I said, we've just got to try and shake him into a mistake. Hopefully, to be honest as well, it'll let Tom go through, because I think he's appreciating the fact that this guy's not really doing either of us any favours, but I think he also appreciates getting involved in this battle, you know, potentially making a move on me. He's just then going to make him have to do the work, so he may as well, you know, if you're watching two cars in front of you battling like this, sometimes it's worth just sitting back, letting them kind of do the hard work for you, and you just kind of try and pick up the pieces as well. You've got to be smart when racing, as we're already almost 15 minutes in, and most of it has been spent, well, I was going to say looking at this guy's rear end, but it's moving around so much across the circuit that we can't really tell for sure. But yeah, we've used 1/3 of fuel as well, so we're going to need about half a tank when we lock, so that's exactly what I've set the car to put in.
Sectors 1 and 2 are
So that is not relying through turn 1. We get a nice run off the turn, but we've got to work our way around this car. I'm sorry, but it's got to happen at some point. So again, perhaps a little bit too early on the downshift into 1. The back end of this thing, yeah, sorry, into 2. Yeah, the back end just does skate around still. Let's focus up and let's really just go for this. Oh, there we go again. We've got another good run. Again, he's going to try and sit defensive. I'll keep him swung down low on the inside. Let's try and see if we can slow him fast out. Now we actually... How come now we can defend quite well? Again, out of the final turn. We've got a good run. You can. Surely. Tempted just to try and throw the nose.
Last
Let's
lap
get
was
a run
at
out turn 1 this time round.
1:38.
Oh, he's disappeared.
Clear left.
I mean, this is just... I mean, it's getting the old heart rate going. I'll give him that. He's certainly doing that as that was close to the grass through turn 3. But oh, it's that fine line between aggressive defending and too aggressive defending. You know, it's honestly reminding me of sort of Max Verstappen 2016 style. You know, where he was just moving around on the straights when people were slipstreaming on him and things like that. Oh, he's letting me by? Out of everything that's gone on in this battle, and it's been quite unpredictable, that was not what I was expecting him to do. I don't know why he's given me that, but I will absolutely take it. He did flash the lights. Thanks. Like, sincerely, thanks. That's gotta be the cherry on top of the very weird battle cake that I've just been involved in for the better part of 15 minutes. Now he's gone. None of this makes any sense, but now we've got to try and focus on Sergio up the road. I guess Tom now has been given a freebie as well. How utterly bizarre. Oh, someone else has gone. Whoa, big mistake there. And that'll give us another one then, so we are now into P5 of this race. Sergio, the gap as well, is coming down. Of course, I'm sure he just got held up a little bit by the Audi in front of him doing some pirouettes, and that's 3 Audis then in 20 minutes that have binned it there, so still very much a challenge. That should be new personal best for the day. Far into the pits behind, that seems a little bit early, but you know, it's not uncommon I think nowadays people to just half and half of VRS races. But yeah, I'm just going to try and close up to Sergio. As the gap, yeah, definitely coming down at the moment. Now we finally have not got Audi rear end all in my face. Oh, that's frustrating. Another 1X add to our collection. Yeah, I wonder if Tom actually got collected then by that Audi last lap, because he's been in the pit lane a very long time. But Sergio, yep, still just in front of me. I'd like to finish this race ideally with sort of 6 or 7X. Absolute most. Oh, that's going to cost Sergio in front of me a fair bit of time. Hopefully this car will move out of the way. Yes, he will. So a bit unfair on poor Sergio. Just guessing the Ferrari didn't spot him heading out the pit lane, but we will absolutely take it to try and capitalise. Oh, I'm so stupid. I've just done that 2 laps in a row. Don't know what it is about the exit of that corner, but I seem to be brave through there, as pit lane around here as well. It looks like we haven't got to do any of the funny chicanes or anything like that. We have just got to be careful on pit entry. Make sure we get it slowed down nice and easy. No point trying to chase half a second if you're going to potentially lose a whole lot more, as Crew Chief wants us in then at the end of this lap. And we'll wait and see then if we can try and get a run, or a jump, sorry, on Sergio through the pit lane. I don't think we're really going to be able to do anything this time around. He does seem... It seems like he's struggling a bit for confidence at the moment, but he's not exactly slow. Of course, we've both worked our way from the rear, or towards the rear of the field, so we might actually be able to get a bit of a run now. Nope, not quite. Traction control cut in. Medito has gone, so yeah, very, very weird what was going on there. You can't make sense of genius. I'm not convinced he was a genius, but you also can't make sense of stupid, and I'm not suggesting he's stupid either, but I know perhaps which one I'd swing towards, being completely honest, but heading then down through the final sector of the GP then, yeah. Sergio is not confident at the moment. Are we going to see him box this lap as well? Or is he going to try and go 1 lap longer? I know we were close to actually being able to do another lap out of it, but no real point in risking it. We're just going to top up just over half a tank in case we get a couple or 1 or more laps towards the end. Oh, so yeah, he's in. I'll give him a bit of space on pit entry. And then we'll go shortest run down the pit lane. Unsafe pit entrance, no! Right, there we go, I've thrown that away. 40-second penalty, I must have gone over the white line. Oh dearie me. Can we take the penalty now? I don't know if we can take the penalty now. Wait and see. Oh, yep. Oh, I'm so stupid. So stupid. And I literally just said last lap, you can try and gain time in pit entry, but you're just worth losing a second rather than trying to gain a second, and we're going to be way back down the order. Got no one but myself to blame, but let's do this thing then. So penalty has been served, so we've lost close to half a lap from it. So we're going to come out just ahead of someone, but hopefully, of course, you know, again, we should be a lot quicker than some of the cars around us. Clear on pit exit. I've got no idea what position we're down to, though. We've got to now go on a bit of a fight back. Right, what position are we in then at the moment as we head back out of the final turn? I think we're P14. I don't think it's lying to me. Yeah, so we're basically, well, crew chief's trying to lie to me, of course, but basically then after all of that hard work early on, we're back to where we started, but yeah, we should be quicker than quite a lot of the cars around us. Joachim a couple of seconds up the road, so I mean this isn't over, we're still in positive iRacing territory, so we'll wait and see what we can recover. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I don't think that gentleman is happy. Still not convinced he's happy. Like I said, I'm not fluent in Italian, but that didn't seem to me like he was particularly happy. We are taking a fair bit of time out of Joachim though, which is good, and also Yanni in front of him. We've got to try and get around this lapped car as well first of all. There are a fair few lap cars hanging around actually around Brands Hatch. Hopefully this number 20 will... I'm basically trying to slide this thing through that corner apparently now. Yeah, hopefully this guy is going to move out of our way though. He looks like he's had a bit of a rough afternoon anyway. Let's see if we can try and get a run through here. Come on, get out of the way. Thank you. Kind of. We're through. That's the most important thing. Yeah, definitely think P12 is still on the cards. Unless I do that. I'm really hoping Joachim. Oh, there we go. I was just about to say, really hoping he doesn't put up too much of a fight. Thank you very much. Good sir. Very, very respectful and understanding there. You know, some people, they're just going to appreciate if you rock it up 2 seconds a lap faster. It's not really a lot of point in battling. But yeah, I do genuinely appreciate that, mate. On a very slim chance that you watch this video. Thank you very much. 4 seconds to the 2 in front of us, though. Didn't actually realise it was 2. So we've got a car a lap down between us. Wait, where am I off? That's not the line out of Telmont. That's what I kept doing in practice when I was on about the understeer. Turn 2, sorry. Yeah, we were just getting close to Monaco then as well. That's quite annoying. Hopefully you'll let us by. But yeah, very, very weird one through there. I'm just clearly getting on the throttle just a bit too early. Lamborghini, of course, where it's got... I don't know whether it's actually just goes light at the front. That might be what it is. Just obviously because the engine sat... Well, I know it's not actually rear engine, but towards the rear of the car. Yeah, it's just a little bit weird through there, but we have now closed up to Marco. And the actual car that we're battling in Yanni just in front of him. Thomas, I'm looking at him 4 seconds up the road thinking, is that gap still catchable? 5 laps worth of fuel. 4 minutes left of racing, so that should be absolutely fine. As whoa! Thank you. Kind of. That got a bit sketchy for a moment. But yeah, Thomas, unless we sort of see any major incidents up the road, will be the last car we might be able to jump in this race. But we have got to be quite careful late on in the day. I mean, again, he's perfectly within his right to try and fight it, but like I said, I was kind of hoping again it would be another fairly swift overtake as we get a nice run out of the next couple of turns. Is he going to try and sit defensive? Yes, he absolutely is this time round. So we'll go side by side as we head down the hill. Around the outside. Yes, we will. Thank you very much. Just about make sure we don't run wide off the corner, and that's quite a brave little move then. Swooping through though, I mean he was fairly lenient in sort of braking quite early there, allowing me around the outside, or he's just lacking confidence. That's somehow not a 1x, but we've still got a few more seconds up to Thomas in front, and don't pick up another 1x, Matt. Not a lot of time to do it. Well, a lap and a half to go then here from Brands Hatch, and we have now closed up the gap to Thomas just in front of us. Are we going to see a late race scrap for P11? Yeah, we've done some pretty good laps to try and take the time out of him up to now. But yeah, maybe if he just wants to get the elbows out for one lap, Brands Hatch is the biggest track in the world. He might just be able to do it quite clearly. he does fancy his chances. So, gotta give him, you know, a fair bit of space. You know, it's high stakes, high risk, high reward, but he's done well to be in this position as well. Of course, he's absolutely within his right, no matter how much quicker we have been over the last, whoa, couple of laps. Oh, almost completely went into the back of him there. It's very, very wide off the corner. So we try to get a bit of a launch, but one more lap to go then. Here from Brands Hatch. Let's see if we can try and make anything happen as we head back down towards turn 1. I will show the nose. I will make him question just for a moment there, and you can see that small dinking towards the corner far too early there will compromise him on the exit. We're even closer. As you can see, sitting defensive up the hill. We will just fill the space whilst we can and make sure that we are filling his mirrors, make him think, where are we going to go for it? Again, show the nose as we head down the hill. Try and make sure we get a good run. Use all the curbing off the corner, and we'll get to the inside, but we won't do anything with it just yet. Not quite the corner. I'm particularly confident on the brakes. As you can see there, he's going to really compromise his own exit. We are now practically pushing him along. As are we going to try and have a look around the outside, down at the end of the back straight? Sure, he's going to try and defend this for all his worth. Around the outside we'll go. Yes, just about, kind of. Oh, it got a little bit sketchy, but we gave him the space, and around the outside we will claim the place on the final lap here at Brands Hatch. Seems to have dropped back quite a bit in the process there, but as we ran through the final couple of corners, still gutted that I got that penalty, but we did actually sneak away fastest lap. I don't know when we managed it, but apparently so. So definitely goes to show the pibs that we had in the car today. 6X as well. Yeah, definitely don't need to pit now for fuel. Thanks for that. So we pretty much nailed the fuel in all fairness, but yeah, that was, like I said, frustrating that we did get that penalty, but it was my own doing, so I can't really blame anyone but myself there. I must have been quite close over the pit entry line, but it is P11, kind of the checkered flag as the number 4 car there. We gained some spots from the start. Let's go have a look at those final race results. Well, there we go then, having a look at our final race results here from Brands Hatch. 22 iRacing despite all the nightmares. 0.06 SR was not quite what I was hoping. You know, would have liked a little bit more, but I guess it'll have to do there. 1:22.4 was fast lap by just under a couple of tenths of a second. So yeah, pretty happy with the pace that I showcased. Just a couple of small rookie errors really did compromise there. It was quite clear. 3 different cars on the podium, but the Lamborghini, was a very, very good choice for Brands Hatch. But thank you all so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed. That one kind of had it all, and maybe, hopefully, we'll return next week with even more iRacing.